Alright, so it cut off at that weird 30 something minute mark, and it's me, unapologetically T again. And yeah, I was just talking about my eating habits, and I definitely want to work on getting that stuff back in line. I do notice that if I eat breakfast, I'm definitely gonna want to eat lunch. And if I eat lunch, I'm definitely gonna want dinner next. So it definitely does make my appetite pick up if I start my morning with breakfast, even if it's just juicing. Like if I do a juice, which I typically like as a breakfast replacement, is to just juice. And it was a juice that I used to like. It was like beets, oranges, grapes, ginger. We used to put turmeric in it, and what else was in there? I think lemon. I think we used to do lemon or lime, and I used to do that in the morning, and that was good. That would give me like a boost of energy, and it definitely made me want to eat lunch. And then dinner. So yeah, but like right now, I'm scratching and surviving. Good times. And I'm learning to give myself grace that, I've been doing a lot of emotional healing, emotional work, and my physical will match my emotional. So, you know, giving myself grace. I can't do everything all the time. Everything is starting to get in alignment. At least I am now at the point where, like, I know I have to change my eating habits. I definitely developed that eating habit through college. Baby would go off of coffee, and I might eat lunch, and then when I got home, which was probably like 8 or 9, I would probably, and sometimes 10, because sometimes I would have like that class you'll take for like that 2 hour 40 minutes once a week. And so we'd get out at 9:40. It'd be like at 7, get out at 9:40. And then I used to work on campus, take classes on campus, be in organizations at campus, and then go pick her up from daycare near campus, and then come home and have to be, mom. And so I definitely, started this habit as a work ethic. Is like, I don't need to eat. Like, I can just go, and really when I'm in go mode, I really don't be thinking about eating. So yeah, like I said, it just became a unhealthy habit. I don't think that my body needs to eat heavy, because like literally when it comes to like meals and stuff, like if I overeat meals too much, like I'll get sick and I'll throw up. Like I can't do a lot of heavy eating. However, I can eat the shit out of junk food, and that's where the problem is. Because the junk food does not feel filling, I can eat a lot of that, and it does not typically bother me until the next morning. But yeah, it does bother me. Chocolate definitely tears my skin up, so I should be staying away from it, but I love it. But I've been doing good. But I can be better. So, getting the mental together so that the physical can come in alignment. I have been in a better space with my body, though. Like, I used to look at my body and be like, whose body is this? And because this is the biggest I've ever been, and it bothers me. My back is biggest, and my back always been big, because I'm just a broad girl, and but it was big in the sense of it was wide. Now it's wide and like it's chunky, but I am learning to be loving and accepting of myself, and no matter which forms I come, my body is a temple and I need to take care of it. However, this is where I'm at, and I'm going to meet myself where I'm at. And I am loving me and my body, my shape. I could be disproportionate and it could be worse. So I'm learning to be grateful for what I have, no matter what. And if I don't like something, I can do what? I can work on it and change it, as I see fit. So I don't know. These videos for today was just me letting you guys know what's been going on. Like I said, I literally be doing this by my lonesome. My best friend did reach out. I cannot not acknowledge that. Like, she did reach out last week, and that week when I was sick, she reached out and told me that, she was gonna be in my neck of the woods. I think it was on a Wednesday, but I was sleepy. Like, I was taking like drowsy medicine. Like, I was done for. So I missed the phone call, but I probably would have been in there. Like, she would have been in the house. I would have been asleep. Like, then we were supposed to be setting up me coming over her house this week, but then Flo came, and it was just like, I was lazy. Like, I did not feel like it. Like, I was lazy, I was moody, I was still sleepy. I did not feel like it. But I did do things around the house and to like further myself in other ways. But like, we laughed about it. Like, I was like, we always on the same, same page. Even if it's the same page, different book or different story, like, we literally be on the same page. Because she was like, girl, I cleaned up the house. I'm tired. I ain't putting nothing on yet. And I was like, good. Because I was like, if you had started cooking, like, I would have came. Like, I would have came. We would have just had, like, ate and would have just been sitting there looking at each other, or I would have fell asleep, whatever. Like, I would have came. But if you hadn't started, then I'm staying home. Like, don't even start the process. And she understood. That's why I love her. My best friend, soulmate. And so yeah, she did reach out, and I appreciated that. But I was not. My social battery was like 0. Like, all honesty, like, social battery was on 0. I needed to fill it from my own cup. And been figuring out what that is. Like, I think that looks different for all of us, what it looks like to fill our own cups. For me, it was rest. I needed rest. Like, I needed to literally rest on my own terms. And I did just that. And I did beat myself up about it to start with, and then after a while it was just like, this is a losing battle. Like, you're tired, rest. So tonight I will be taking me a nice hot bath, and I'm going to be getting some good night's sleep so I can start tomorrow over fresh. And I don't know what's up with this lighting, but whatever it is, I don't know. But whatever it looks like to fill your own cup before you fill others, that's what you need to start doing for yourself. It's not selfish. It is the plight of a caregiver, and it is not always easier said than done, unfortunately, for those people who are. If you're like me, you put others before you put yourself. I'm not doing it anymore. Nah, I can't. So, I just want you to take care of you, because I had to talk to myself and let myself know it's okay. It's okay that you rest. You are human. You are not a robot. I think, too, one of my biggest things I struggle with that I've been getting over this weekend too is being alone. Like, I think God wants me to be alone right now. Like, it ain't even no thing. Like, He want me to be alone because I'm alone. Like, I am alone. And I think that's where I'm supposed to be right now, because I think I'm supposed to be figuring out myself. I think I've spent 33 years contributing to filling other people's cup, that I just completely neglected myself. My self-worth was at 0. Even though I was like a dynamite person, it was just at 0. And being by myself has allowed me to realize what I will tolerate. Basically, like, what I will and will not put up with. Like, literally, I don't care who you are. Like, I will or will not put up with this. I know what I am worth. I know what I deserve. I know my work ethic, baby. Like, I know my work ethic. And that's one of the things I've had to talk to self about. Like, what we not gonna do is we not gonna work shame you. Like, you are the girl who, as a single mother, got 3 degrees. 3 degrees. You double majored with your bachelor's, and then went ahead and did the accelerated master's program. And then not only did you do that, you did that with like a 3.5 or a 3.7. I can't remember exactly which one. But you did that like with honors. You did that while working. You did that while you took care of a man who had substance abuse issues. Like, you did that. That's your work ethic. Then, not only did you do that, you went straight out of that. You graduated straight out of that and went straight into teaching. Like, you went straight into teaching. It was nothing like you were taught. It was nothing like you were taught it was supposed to be, which is sad because the way you're taught it's supposed to be is how it should be. But once you get into that world, that's a whole nother video for itself. Once you get into that world, it is nothing. Like, parents do not know what educators are going through to love on their babies and to teach their babies something so that they can be one of the future game changers in the world. People in general just doesn't know what educators go through. That job right there, like, I could never, they could fix it, and I would never want to. I'm traumatized. Like, I would never want to go back into it. And there's a lot of friends that I have that felt that way. There are some people who have found their way and it works for them, and I can't stand that system the way that it is. So I had to go. But my heart goes out to those who are in it, who has remained, and you are doing your job. Ring, leave me alone. But you're doing your job, and you are loving these kids, and you are teaching them to be critical thinkers. You are teaching them to think outside the box and outside the test. I am sending you lots of love, lots of light. You're gonna need it. So, yeah, that system is just so flawed and jaded. So I went through that, and then it just was like punch after punch after punch after punch after punch. Like, I know my work ethic. I know who I am now. And I feel like, you know, having this time by myself is making me realize that, like, a lot of the shit, like, I was afraid of doing isn't saying that I was afraid of doing it, because I have conquered and tackled so much, you know, so much prior to that. That was insanity, to like doubt myself and have all these like insane fears that definitely, like, I've been through worse. Like, if I was to fail, it would just be a lesson learned. I'll get back up and do it better again. So I've been learning a lot about myself. I learned that, like, I truly love, and I say this is just not even just romantic. This is like, I just love loving people, and I love helping people. I love seeing the good in people. However, in my spare time with self, I've learned that it is okay for me to see the good in people, but it is also okay for me to accept the bad that they show me too. And when they show me that, you know, like, let them be. Like, sometimes God put us in people's lives to be a blessing. And what I've done in the past is like, oh, this is a connection, and I'm gonna be there for you, and I'm gonna help you, you know, no, God just sent me there to help you once, and to keep it moving, and then somebody else supposed to come help you, or you supposed to finally get up and help yourself. But I'm learning that it is okay for me to be a blessing to someone else and move on and not try to make this an attachment. I've even learned about, my attachment styles and how I used to attach myself to people out of fear. And it was always good people that would come in my life, and I wouldn't even attach to them. Like, I felt like I wouldn't attach to them because I didn't feel good enough for their connection. And then I would attach to people that I felt like was on my level or lower because, I felt like I could understand them better and I understood what they were going through and why they act the way they act. And now it's like I feel now like I'm vibrating on a higher frequency, and I understand that in order to grow and to continue to help others, I have to be careful about the connections I make. I have to be careful about who I let in my space, how long I let them in there. So it's definitely been a learning experience, and I'm appreciative for this isolation hermit mode. But it does suck. Cause I just felt like I said in previous videos, like I felt like Cinderella. Like I felt like I was trapped in a tower for years on years. Even once I left, like it's still, I had these safe spots like work, and they weren't still safe spots because I still had to worry every time I got in the car, got out the car. Like it was traumatizing. That's another thing I'm learning is isolation, like how much fear I lived in when he died. Like when he died, like I still felt like I was so unsafe. There was moments where I didn't want to leave the house, and because I felt like I wasn't safe anymore. Because number one, okay, yeah, he's gone, and I'm not running from him anymore. But however, he's gone, and he was my protector, so I don't have that safety. And it was just like I had to relearn all over again. Like, girl, God been protecting you this whole time. Your ancestors been looking out for you. Your angels, like, that's been your team. So I definitely had to like unlearn and relearn a lot by myself. And I think I needed to. I think if I would have used other people as a crutch, the lessons would not hit as hard as they did. But yeah, I am such a lover and not a fighter. But don't take me there. I kid you not. But I definitely am a lover and not a fighter. I would much rather be in a loving energy than in a negative, or be in a fight response, or a flight, like, because both of those things can get activated. Like I would much rather be in a loving spirit. I do see who has been there for me. That's another thing, being in isolation. Like, even being in isolation, you can see who's who. You can see who doesn't. I'm not saying, like, you have to check in. Because, like, even if it's a person that hasn't checked in with me. Just for example, one of my coworkers just texted this weekend. And it was like this exchange of like, no, like, no, I know who you are. Like, you've shown me who you are. Like, I don't have to question who you are, because you showed me who you are. So I just know that that's not, like, just because you haven't checked in on me, like, that you don't mess with me. Like, I don't feel like that with everybody that hasn't, because life is life, and right. So, and I'm aware of that. Like, I will tell you each time when I do these videos, like, I have a support system. My support system is just going through the things that I am venting about in these videos. I ain't gonna say venting about, but that I discussed on these videos. Like, they're going through these things currently. Like, they're still at these jobs that's draining. They still have families to go home to. They still have, all these things. So, like, no, I know what your character is. I know who you are, what you are. However, now if you done called and ask me for do some shit for you, or ask me for some shit, and you know I'm going through the ringer, and you ain't even called and checked on me and shot, like, you'd have lost your mind. Like, you don't realize it, but you just done been put into a box of somebody that I used to know. Like, I don't care whether you family or friends. Like, you just get put in a box of somebody I used to know. Like, cause if you ain't reached out to us, like, and you asking me for some shit, like, bruh, that's completely wrong to me. Now, I can understand life in you, and that's that. But don't come put your problems on me, and you ain't even checked on me and see, am I making it through mine? Like, that's crazy. Yeah, so that's kind of like, I don't know, that's where I'm at. This was randomness. I don't know who this was for, but this video was for somebody's. But yeah, I'm making my way through this. It's not easy. I don't know if I make it look easy. I hope I don't, because the shit is hard. However, I feel like it gets easier along the way. It's a lot. Number one, give up control. You don't control nothing but yourself, and sometimes you don't even control that. Then I would say patience. So those two things have helped me so much on this new journey, is that I control nothing but myself. And sometimes I don't even control it. And then I also, patience. Thinking that you have these grandiose thoughts, or you've been presented, let's just say God showed you what he gonna give you, or what you deserve, or what's to come to you, and you saw it and you want it now, and you want it now, and you want it now. Like, but it takes time for those things. And like, you do not want microwave dreams. That's what I'm gonna tell you. Like, you do not want microwave dreams. I want my food cooked slow and steady. I don't want microwave dreams. So I am learning patience. That is one of my hardest things, is not to control, which I think control and patience do kind of go together, because you're still, if you're not being patient, it's still the aspect of you want to control when it's gonna happen, or how it's gonna happen. And on this journey, I've simply learned, like, you just gotta go with the flow. You gotta go with the flow. You gotta listen when he call. And you just gotta keep going. You gonna make mistakes, and that's okay. We start over every day, or continue, whichever way you want to look at it. Sometimes when I have bad days, I call them start overs. But most of this to me is a continuum. Like, it is a continuum. You make these choices, they're gonna be right or wrong. Is there anything really a right or wrong? I feel like wrong is your definition of what wrong is, not what others deem as wrong. So for me, I'm my biggest critic. I am my biggest competition. I am my biggest competitor. Like, I'm my biggest everything. And I'm learning to criticize less, reflect, but to criticize less. I feel like good feedback is great. The negative stuff, take note of where you went wrong, your definition of wrong, and try it again. Felt like I just learned a lot in a little bit of time, but it was needed. And I just pray I don't have to relearn nothing. Like, I pray that I don't forget. That's something, like, when reading the Bible, like, it is a reoccurring theme in the Bible, like, how we as people, as human beings, forget. And so I write a lot just so I can be reminded. These videos are reminders for me. But just not catching that amnesia and forgetting, that is what I do not want. And then just pray to keep moving forward. Each day is a blessing. Even those bad times or those mistakes, like they're definitely blessings in disguise. They're lessons. So it is a lesson for you to learn. And I feel like I'm learning a lot of lessons that I am happy that I'm learning while I do not have the money. Because let's just say I would have had the money. What if I would have had the thought patterns that I could help everybody? I would end up with no more money, right? Because I would give it all away. But now that I am learning to be strategic and what I do and how I do it, like, you know, the goal is to make the money grow and to have a continuous cycle of being able to help people instead of just giving it all away. And I come first, and that's not selfish. And I don't know why we've been taught that that's selfish. That's self-preservation. Yeah, I come first, my kid, and then, you know, whatever follows. But our needs and wants are gonna come first this go round in life, which I have not done a good job of in the past. Yeah, so, and I can admit that, like, I have major flaws, and that's another thing that I like about being alone, is that I'm loving me flaws and all. Truly am. So I don't know who this video is for, but I will be putting out some content. I really want to take a whole week off from making content and figure out this move and stuff. So if you don't get any content from me, that's why. But if I am called to do content, then, you know, I'll do it. But I am looking at trying to figure out my housing situation, and truly it's just getting the stuff into storage. So, which isn't, that's not even like a hard thing for me to have to figure out. And most of this stuff has been being figured out for me, so that's why I just don't even try to figure the shit out anymore anyway. Because when I make a plan, God laughs, and he's like, it's gonna go this way, and I'd be like, okay, but I thought it was supposed to go. Nope. No, it's not what you think. So, going with the flow. But I think I want to take a week off. When I do come back, I hope to have the some more content on feminism, like definitely in particular, like feminism from my lens as a Black woman. I want to talk about the series Them on Amazon Prime. If you have not checked out the series Them, it is a really good depiction of the horrific things Black people have experienced, and I don't even think it goes back far. It's maybe like the 50s or the 60s, maybe. I think it looked like the 50s. And then that's the first era. That's season 1, and then season 2 is the 1990s. So I need a season 3. Wonderful work that's being done. It is so funny how actual real life situations, because this is supposed to be fiction, but this is actually non-fiction, because these things have happened to different Black people, but because our stories are not told like they should be, and in history we've had white authors writing our stories for us, because we simply cannot get the platform, or we're not being put out there, you know, as authors. Our stories are not getting told. And so what presents as fiction is actually nonfiction, and it does a great job at navigating that. So I do want to do a video talking about that series once I get back to creating content. And it was some other stuff too that I wrote down that I want to do. So I do got a lot of ideas for content, but you know, I'm still gonna keep it how I started out. This is just me, a human being, showing you I'm human being, showing you transparency so that you can live in your truth, and just know that you're not going through this alone. You are not crazy. Your environment is. And I am going to keep saying this because it is so true. I feel like if you are not feeling like you crazy, then you're the problem. Because most human beings right now are struggling very deeply. So, and even if you're not a part of the problem, you're complicit, which is a part of the problem. So, yeah, I definitely will continue to make content that is just me talking, sharing what is on my heart when I get the urge to be like, oh, you need to go make a video. So I will keep that in my content as well. But yeah, we're gonna end it here. So I hope y'all have a nice Sunday and a good rest of your week. If I don't get to share anything with you, just know that I'm behind the scenes working, and you know, I wish you all the best. This too shall pass, and I mean that. Like, it literally works just that simple sometimes. Just hang in there. Just hang in there. These are like moments and waves of feelings, and if you get through it, you'll be okay. Easier said than done, but I definitely trust that you'll get through, because if I can do it, any of you can do it, because I'm not truly special. Like, I'm just an average human being, a regular schmegular girl who is weird and quirky and just just herself. Like, so if I can do it, you can do it. Bye bye.